Hey up, my ducks. How are we all doing? I just had a little, why is it? I don't know. It's probably just me, procrastinator, king of procrastination. Like 10 minutes before I'm about to go live, I then realize, oh, it might be fun to show that. And then I'm searching high and low for something instead of planning things through. I'm normally a very through time person. But when it comes to live streaming, I'm very in time. I think I've got all the time in the world. And then a thought occurs to me a couple of minutes before. And yeah, there we are. Okay. How are we all doing? Let's do hello to everybody who's here before it gets too busy. So we've got the Barefoot Pagan. Hello and welcome. Nice to see you. And we've got our Kim. Oh, Kim, thank you. I have to remember, I keep going the opposite way. Thank you for the beautiful Howen. That's my cross between Halloween and Samhain. My Howen card. I really appreciated getting home yesterday and seeing that on the mat. So thank you, Kim. We also have Joanne. Hello, Joanne. And Caroline. Hello, Caroline. Richard, or Richie, I should say. Nice to see you. Whilst trimming. I'm not going to ask what you're trimming. Patrice, hello, lovely. And Sean is here. Hi, Sean. Can you believe it's a week ago already since the interview? That has flown. It's because I've had the week off work. When you have time off work, it goes by very quick. We've got Natalie from South Australia. I'm in hospital. Oh no. Well, speedy recovery. I hope it's nothing too serious and that you're, obviously you're in the best place and in the safest hands, but I hope that you get well soon. We've got Tycon and we have Marianne. Nice to see you. Elizabeth, Chelsea, Brian, and who else do we have? The lovely Kim from Abundant Life Tarot. Nice to see you, Kim. How you doing? Blue Castle. Shauna, I got it. Blue Castle. Your favorite book. I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to read it, but at least I've made the first step in actually buying it. So, and it looks like it's a pretty easy read. So I'll look forward to reading that. Jennifer, Rebecca, hello. Billy, hi. Vintage Moon, Isis, Lily Valley, Michelle, my belle, how you doing? Maria Francesca, nice to see you. I've not seen you before, so welcome. Stephanie, hello, Stephanie. Naturally, Nikki, the Closet Astrologer Stargirl, Frank, Altvox, Robin, hello, Robin. Am I missing anyone? Lucy and Malamia, nice to see you. Pamela, Laurie D, Inked Witchy Girl, Chelsea, I think I might have said you already. Jackie, hello, Jackie. And our Chris, hello, Chris. Pamela, and I think I've caught up. So there we have it. Has everybody got a cuppa? I've got my cuppa at the ready. Oh, look at that steaming. Can you see? You probably can't see. Look at the... No, it's not showing up on camera. There's a lot of steam coming off that. Oh, I love my coffee. So how's everybody doing? Simon, me too. I got the Blue Castle only on second chapter. It's good. I haven't even started it yet. So the Blue Castle, when I interviewed Shauna from Six of Wands last week, I asked her what her favorite book was of all time. And she said it's The Blue Castle by L.M. Montgomery, who did Anne of Green Gables. And I liked the premise of the story, the synopsis she gave me. It reminded me of another favorite book of mine, Veronica Decides to Die by Paulo Coelho. So I thought, well, I'll get it. It was like £7. It's got the lovely rose petal, soft Oh, a lovely soft cover. So yeah, I'm going to give that a read. Talking of books, I don't know if anybody's seen this yet. Now, journals and witches' journals, they are 10 a penny. You can get so many of them, but I really like the look of this one. And it's by the two ladies that I know, don't live far from here, Flavia Kate Peters and Barbara Mickle-John Free. They've done loads of decks, the Witch's Wisdom decks, Divination of the Ancients, Sacred Spaces. There's lots of decks that they've done. But this is the Northern Hemisphere. I'm not sure if there's a Southern Hemisphere, but it's 2022, which is diary. A must-have magical tool for anyone who has a love of the natural world and wants to bring the power and magic of the old ways into their everyday lives. And it's by Rockpool Publishing. But they've produced decks with Hay House, I believe, and Llewellyn. But it's really nice, and it's set out beautifully. You've got these black and white pages. So let's see if there's a contents page. Because I had a thumb through. Hail and welcome. You've got moon phases, all the moon phases there. And then you've got the lunar and solar eclipses, full moons, the dates and the different types, wheel of the year, cross-quarter festivals and equinoxes, planting and harvesting days, planet rulers and signs. There's a lot in this. The moon goddess and moon phases on that side, and magical weekdays, even days of the week, the magic of like a Wednesday, a day of good, a day of the god Odin, ruled by Mercury, a day of expressing oneself and focus on life decisions, a time for communication and messages. And then you've got lots of information here, magical moon times to cast spells, magical meanings of color, magical directions and elements, tree magical properties of all trees, tree incantations, and then it goes into the 2022, which is diary. But even on the diary days, there is loads and loads of information. It is so good. So I thought I'll give it a try just as a desk diary, because I've got my big file of facts that I bought last year, which was a huge investment. I use that for so many different things, mainly work. But I thought this would be good just to have as like a desktop diary and a reference, an excellent reference book. So that's a couple of books that I bought. I did see my name highlighted, so I'm just going to go back and see if I missed any comments. I'm so happy my Lions Gateway deck arrived. Love it so much. The card stock is just like the indie version of the Fountain Tarot. Yeah, I've got the Fountain Tarot indie version. Lions Gateway is it's become an instant favorite. I absolutely love it, and I feel very fortunate because the creator contacted me this last week to say how much they enjoyed the review and is gifting me their very rare first edition. I think they had just a couple left. Obviously wanted to keep one for themselves, and so as just said, I popped it in the post for you, which was really lovely, because I believe they're a little bit bigger. They're bigger than a standard tarot. So yeah, that was really nice. What else? Stephanie says, I just finished making my Halloween costume for a friend's party tonight. I'm going as a storm cloud with purple and blue flashing LED lights strung beneath the polyfill fluff. Oh, how amazing. I was going to say send a picture, but actually we need a video to get the full effect of that, don't we? So that just sounds so cool. I think the journal I use is Nature's Pathway, that has moon faces and astrology stuff, and then nice images and poems of stories. Yeah, it just looked like it was packed of information and things I haven't seen in other kind of, because I used to buy the Llewellyn Witches journal. I was going to say, do you remember that? But it's still out every year. We have a company called Calendar Club that's like a pop-up shop in the mall downstairs, and it arrives probably beginning of October and goes at the end of January. But they always do a few Llewellyn things, like they do a spell a day diary, and they do the witches dates, and I used to get them each year. But this just looks like it's got so many cool stuff in there. Simon, love the mug with the hermit on it. Thank you, Billy. Yeah, this was a birthday gift from the lovely Jen, as in Jen's Balance Tarot. Also, as in my friend Jen. Hey, Simon, hope you're doing well. I peek my head in every once in a while. Well, it's nice to see you, Aidan, and it's lovely that you do pop in. I'm doing very well, thank you, and it's nice to see you again. So, yes. So, what else has been happening? Well, as you will have seen, I've been away this week. I put a video up last night, a bit of a vlog of my few days away in Oxfordshire when I went to see Becca, and our Elle was there as well. So we had 2 and a bit days, really. We had the Wednesday, the Thursday, and then we left late morning on Friday yesterday. So that was nice. I got a couple of bits. I haven't even unpacked yet. So I got a belated birthday present from Becca, which is this cloth. I got a spread cloth, which is pretty awesome. See that? So I've got a spread cloth, and I got some Yankee Candle tea lights. I love these clear cased tea lights. They're really nice. And this one is a calm and quiet place. And it smells like, so it's like a cross between fabric conditioner and soap. It's very, it's lovely. It's gorgeous. And I love them because they give off a nicer glow than having a metal case around them. So in things like this, this was Becca's as well, and she didn't want it anymore, so she gave it me. So I thought that'd be nice to have out at Samhain. So he's there. What were the decks you pulled out the trade box? Oh, all in good time, Robin. All in good time. I'm going to be showing you my trade decks. So we took decks. I took about 25. All mine were oracles, actually, and just ones I just don't use and don't know if I will use. Linen smell, yeah, that sort of fabric conditioner, fabric softener smell. It's gorgeous. And then we just put in, what we didn't want anymore, and we could have a rummage around and take what we wanted to take. So I walked away with 3 decks, which is really nice, but I'll come on to them. Just want to show a few little purchases from the week. So I got this. I saw this print hanging on the wall in an independent shop near where Becca lives. And this just holds so many memories for me, because you probably heard me mention before, my first ever concert was Queen, live at Wembley Stadium. The first group ever to fill Wembley Stadium in the UK as a solo act. I mean, they had support acts, but as in, their name on the ticket. And it was the year after Live Aid, because Live Aid was the first concert that was held in a huge football stadium like Wembley, which is, the biggest stadium. Is where England play. And I can remember begging my mum to go, and at first she kept saying, no, you're too young, and you're not going to that London, and all this, that, and the other. And there was me and a few mates. So another mate, a friend of mine's mum, said, well, what if I go as well and look out for them? So my mum relented and let me go. But I just remember the final, what they call the encore. He came out wearing this crown and this cloak, and he started singing. I'm getting goosebumps. He started singing "We Are the Champions," and it was just electrifying. It was incredible. So I was spoiled really, because my first concert was Queen, and that was the bar. And I've seen Madonna like 3 times, twice at Wembley Stadium, and they were amazing, but nothing tops this. So when I saw this print, I was like, oh my goodness. But I walked away thinking I'm not going to get it, because where will I put it? I mean, look, where would I put it? I'm running out of space. But I knew I'd regret it if I didn't. So I went and got it, and they sold the frames for it as well. So I bought the print, which was about £12.50, and the frame was £9. So just over 20 quid really for this, but I love it. So I just need to find somewhere to put it. Hubby showed me footage of Live Aid, and it's instant waterworks for him. Live Aid was, everybody remembers where they were the summer of 1985. I can even remember, you know, it's 10 a.m. It's London, you know, and it was all the world was watching, and it was amazing. And then they did that sort of crossover between London and Philadelphia. And who was it? Was it Elton? It was either Elton John or Paul McCartney, who actually performed at both. He got on Concorde when Concorde was still, before it was decommissioned. He got on Concorde, and he performed at London, and then flew to Philadelphia and performed there. It was amazing. But Queen, and if anybody's ever seen the film Bohemian Rhapsody, you will see they absolutely stole the show. They were amazing. And after that, they just thought, I wonder if we could fill Wembley. Not only did they fill Wembley, they filled it twice. You know, they had 2 days. We went on the first night, which was a Friday, July 1986. And then they filled it the next night. And then they went on and did Nebworth as well, which was a huge outdoor. Absolutely. Caroline says there was no other like Freddie. He was such a showman, you know. He knew how to work the crowd. His voice was powerful. We was at the sides, very close to the stage, and there was like runners from the stage that go into the side bits. And when he come running down, he was in front of us. You could see that he was that close to us. You could see all his facial expressions clearly. It was incredible. Did I miss anything else? Freddie Mercury, love it. Yeah, a great showman. So wonderful to be able to see him live. Yes, Kim. I mean, it was only what, 5 years after that he passed. But yeah, a legend, a true. You know, that word gets used quite a lot, same as icon. But he was iconic, and he was legendary, and he was just incredible. Watched the movie 4 times. Yeah, I've got the movie. I saw it twice in the cinema. Mercurio. Yeah, I've got the movie. I've watched it many times, but it's a must-see cinema experience as well, because when they reenact Live Aid, which they do amazingly, it's electrifying with Dolby surround sound. And when he starts playing the piano for Bohemian Rhapsody, oh, I've got chills now. Cried buckets at the documentary of his life. He had such a pure heart too. He was, you know, like a lot of people who are famous or, you know, huge kind of superstars. He had his issues. You know, who doesn't? But sometimes I think when they do, that's when they become quite raw. They become quite, I don't know. They just, oh wow, something's just gone flying past the window, which I can't identify. It's not a UFO or anything, but it must have been a balloon of some sort, but it was in the weirdest shape. Maybe it was like 2 numbers together for someone's, like maybe it was like 40, but it was the wrong way around. But it was a weird, it looked like a sigil flying past my window. Strange. Anyway, I also bought these. I just picked them up. They were £5 fortune telling cards. And there's 100 cards in here. I've taken out about 7 that I just thought were naff. So I've probably got 93 now. But they are yes, no fortune cards. So if you have a question, And we played with these a bit when we got back to Becca's. There's a lot of them. The cardstock is pretty terrible. You know, look, you bend it, it stays bent. They're like paper, really. But they're a £5. And there was in our bookshop, which we call Waterstones. Well, we don't call it. It's called Waterstones. But I believe it's the same family as Barnes and Noble. So you just ask your question and it gives you a response like accept your fate or you bet. So they are designed for quick responses, like tossing a coin. You know, you want a response. It's conceivable. It's feasible. It's a sign. Not in a million years. So you get the idea. I don't know, you know, I just saw them on the counter when I was getting something else. Can't remember what I was getting now. But they were quite funny. I mean, I do have this book, which is the Yes or No Tarot Oracle. And it's by Eleanor Piper. And with this, it gives you all of the tarot cards and tells you whether it's a yes or no. Hi, Justin, a yes or no response. I mean, it's got so much more than that. I'm not doing it justice, really. So, for instance, if you pull the Lovers, which is my life path card, you get this section on the Lovers, but ultimately it's a yes. So the Lovers, yes, it's your choice, pick your consequences. And then it gives you the upright and reverse keyword guide. So it's also a, you know, a guidebook for a general tarot deck, but you can just flick to it and get a yes or no response. So that's the major arcana. The Fool is yes. The Tower is no. Etc. 9 of Wands is yes. So it's all laid out. So I quite like them for just wanting quick response. Or if you're doing a spread, say you're doing your cards and you're like, well, actually then, is that kind of telling me it's going to happen or not going to happen? You can pull something like this if you wanted that extra clarification. So that's that. It's like a magic 8-ball in card format. Exactly, Stephanie. So Simon, so good to use at the end of doing a reading. Yes, that's what I was saying. What's the 8 of Swords according to the book, says Stephanie. Let's have a look. I would see that as a yes. But it's not black and white. I know where you're coming from this, because you could look at it instantly and think, oh, that's a no. But actually, it's a yes, isn't it? The 8 of Swords. So let's have a look. Swords, right. Swords. Oh, they're going in numbers. I was like, so I need to find the 8s. I see. 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Swords is a yes. Yes, but you need to keep a level head. Think clearly and take appropriate action in order to find a solution to this difficult and challenging situation, which is perfect. And that's what I was saying, you know, it's, you might look at it and see it as a barrier, but actually keeping a clear head, level thinking, and then taking action to find solutions, to find your way out. Talking of Lions Gateway, there were 21 people watching your walkthrough live that first night. I went Etsy the next day and 20 had been sold in that time. Simon the influencer. Oh, I can't take credit for all of them, but but that's amazing that she sold 20 decks in that time frame. That's brilliant, because that deck deserves to be out there. I found a little Kelly Bear pouch right now. It's the only one I've got that's got pink on it, which matches the backs. Like the Book of Answers. I've also got the Book of Answers, yeah. I'm glad you've put Dirty Pam away for now. Pam Treasure. I'm glad you've put Dirty Pam away for now. I haven't used Dirty Pam for a while. I use it for readings for others quite a lot. I brought this book after your recommendation a few years back. Oh, wow, Elizabeth. How are you getting on with it? I was curious. Yeah, and I'm glad it gave the explanation that made sense or something like, I always do even yes, odd no. But in the Middle Ages, even numbers were considered bad luck. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, to be honest, I buy these things. I think, oh, they're fun, but I don't use them as often because for things like that, I do tend to use my own intuition quite a bit. So, like Stephanie just said there, what about the Eight of Swords? Instantly, my mind was like, well, it's a yes, isn't it? Because we see the scene. I guess if you're more of a Pip reader, and not up on, the meanings or numerology or anything like that, it could be an extra help. But I find having the scenes, or maybe it's the way I just learned tarot, that I kind of know which would be yes or no. Devil would be no. Tower. Hi, Joey. And hello, Frank, and everybody else who's joined us. So then the last thing that I bought while I was away, and this was kind of like my big purchase, really. And again, it was something I ummed and ahed about. But I can blame our L as being an influencer for this one, because I was like, oh, I don't know. Shall I? And L was there going, yeah, go on. So, as you probably remember last year, I was really diving into Domino divination. And I do have a lovely set of ivory, or faux ivory. These aren't ivory, it's illegal. But they have exactly the same, I guess they're enamel. They've got like an enamel feeling to it. And they're beautiful. And they have the spinners in the middle, so you can spin them around. But they are kind of like a ceramic. And I really like them. But I did want some nice wooden ones. And then we went into Next, just to have a look around Next. In fact, I think we went into Next because, if I'm not mistaken, one of us needed the loo. It wasn't me. So there was a toilet in there. But as we was having a look round, saw these. And I was like, oh my goodness. I'm just going to put the cover and everything off. I mean, they weren't, I was going to say they weren't cheap, but for wood, they're not bad. They were £30, as you can see here, £30. Let's take the plastic off. Plastic! Why do we keep having all this horrible plastic on everything? But they're in this beautiful presentation case. You can have the word Dominoes if you want. I'll probably display it that way around. But they're all different kinds of wood, and they're huge. So if I pull one out, they are carved beautifully. But, compared to a standard domino, ASMR dominoes, you can see the size difference. They're like a quarter. So it's like the size of 4 dominoes, really. But I wouldn't be able to put them, with them being in a bag this size, I won't be able to put them in a bag and shuffle them around. But what I intend to do with them is shuffle them and then put them so they're not in order, and then I can just, pull a domino. And it's up to you how you read them. This book it's a good book. It's okay. It gives you the domino, and then it gives you the keyword. So 3-1 is accomplishment. And the additional meaning, material success, beware, tendency towards deception and bad faith. And then it gives you the numerological values, because obviously you're working with numbers here, so numerology is key. So obviously for 3-1, it's going to be 4 different numerological. Why can't I say that word today? Which is the 1, the 3, but then you've got 4 because it's 3-1. And then you get quite a bit of write-up about that particular tile. So it's good for that. So, and this is Buckland's. Buckland, I don't know if I said that, Domino divination, fortune telling with dominoes and the game of dominoes. So it also tells you how to play dominoes and everything like that as a game. It's like the tarot unboxing comparing the domino sizes. Yeah. Everybody likes to know sizes though. The first one obviously is the blank 0, 0. And I think that, if I remember right, that was really negative according to this book. 0, 0. Oh no, it's innocence. Oh yeah, it's like our fall, isn't it? Choice to be made, purity of heart, freedom, lack of restraint, beware of tendency towards carelessness, vanity, bad. Maybe it was 3, 3 that was really bad. Or was it 6, 6? No, 6, 6 is completion. It's almost like the world. There was one domino tile I kept getting all the while. And I was like, why do I keep getting this? It's awful. Can't find it now. No. Misfortune. Was it misfortune? 2, 2. I knew it was a double one. 2, 2. That was it. Misfortune, pain, affliction, extreme burdens, defeat, possible ruin. And I kept getting it all the time. So yeah, does size really matter? No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. But I just thought this aesthetically looked lovely, and I have lots of wood in here, and I thought it would be nice to find a spot somewhere and have it just on display like this so that I can pull them. So that was a purchase that I wasn't expecting. And I said to Becca and Elle, I was like, when I bought this, I said, that's it now. I'm not buying anything else. Nothing I need. I'm not buying. I then went into the next shop, and that's where I saw Freddie. And was like, okay. So let's see if I've missed any other comments before we move on. Billy says, are you tempted by the bigger book for the Radiant Wise now that you've seen a walkthrough? I'm loving it as a starter beginner book. I read intuitively and I do. I don't know. I looked at it, but I don't know if it would give me anything different to all of the other tarot books I've got. And I've got a lot of starter tarot books. So I was just amazed that there was a book, a big book for the Radiant Weight, the Radiant Rider Weight, because I just wasn't aware when I bought it 3-4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. It was just in a tuck box, and then I got it in the tin, the US Games tin version. So I just didn't know it came in a set where you could get a bigger book. According to the little video I saw from Paris, the red suits in playing cards are yes, and the black suits are no. I wonder if that's taken from, like the roulette games and things. The sun's I might have to go and pull a blind. Simon, I also received my Dirty Pam, and I'm loving this deck too. It's like the deck I lost so many years ago, and now I have it back. I love it. It's the one, I've got it in a little velvet pouch, well, big velvet pouch, because they're quite big cards. And it's in my satchel that goes with me everywhere. I really like it. I've done some great readings with it. I like the thickness of the cardstock. It's a real chunky beast to have. But yeah, so that's my Dirty Pam, which is on MPC. It's in their best interest to build up their inheritance. it's in their best interest to build up their inheritance. I'm not sure what that is. Here's some more dominoes. I love the texture and feel of dominoes. Yeah. I love wooden games. I have a wooden pencil box type box for my dominoes, but my dominoes are plastic. Yeah, they're the ones we used to have when I was with kids, weren't they? With the slidey top that goes in the grooves and slides down, usually black with white spots. I tried to order that book, but it has to come from the UK. It's like a tarot. Oh, I read that one. Have I caught up? Oh, there she is, Jen. Hello, was talking about you. All good, of course. Good morning. Another oversleep for me today, it seems. Well, welcome. It's nice to see you. Hi, Jacqueline, Caroline, Stephanie. Everybody's saying hello to Jen. It's nearly Halloween. Oh, Michelle Ann, hello. Nice to see you as well. It is. It's the eve of Samhain. So I'm going to pull a blind. Bear with. I can actually still talk to you because I've got my AirPods in, so it'll allow me to chat to you. And you can look at my decks while I'm gone. Oh, I've got stuff. Oh, there we go. I've got stuff blind. Oh, I need to get these looked at. Or just buy some new ones. If anybody's coming in now, they'll be like, where is he? How come we can hear him, but we can't see him? Another, I don't know if anybody's spotted this, but look how gorgeous this is. It's a clip, for like a cape or something. It's got this huge pin behind. And it was sent by Christoph James, who's the creator of the Raincoast Tarot and other decks like the Crowley. He sent me the colorized version of the Crowley Tarot, which I love. Really love it. The way it's done, it's so antiquated. It's gorgeous. But it was missing the certificate. I never thought anything about it. And he just messaged saying, I didn't give you your certificate of authenticity. So I popped it in the post for you. And I was like, okay, thank you. That's really kind. But then he sent this as well. And I just think it's beautiful with these amber coloured gemstones. Really, really nice. So I don't have a cloak at the moment, so it's just kind of sitting there, but it might do because I've got my staff. Oh, you can't see that there. I can't take it out at the moment. All right, maybe I can. I love this. So this was a 50th birthday present last year. It's got the goddess on it. It's got a crystal point, loads of kind of sigils, the elements, the bit for the hand, and it's really tall. It's about 5'5", I think, something like that. Really, really tall, but beautifully carved by James, my friend James. So I've got that. I just need the cloak now. There is actually today, I was going to go down in Nottingham. They're having their first pagan market today. And I was so excited for it. But up until about an hour ago, it's absolutely peed it down. It has been torrential rains. They've been coming down like stair rods and, bouncing high. It's absolute. And I thought, I can't go out in that. I'll get soaked. I don't have a winter coat at the moment. All I've got is like a hoodie, but it's cloth and I'll just get soaked to the bone. So really disappointed. And then it started to clear up about an hour ago. And I thought, well, if I go down there, I know it's only about a 15-minute walk from here. I won't be back in time for the Cuppa catch-up. So, but I'm hoping it'll be the first of many. That's what I'm hoping for. Taller than me, said Dee. That's a big staff. I'd love to try and make a staff one day. Yeah, it's really, really nice. Part of your Halloween costume. I don't do fancy dress. Blinds or shutters? That sounded like shutters on a castle you were closing then. No, they're Venetian blinds. Bane. They're awful to keep clean, and they're really, I don't know, I prefer the horizontal blinds you can get, you know, that has the chain loops at the bottom. Anyway, shall we have a look at the decks that I got in the trade from when I went to Becca's? Grab your camera and run down there with us now. Yeah, they'll be done. It's 4:45. I was like, shall I? That's not a bad idea. I could take you with me. If I ran, it would probably be about 5 to 10 minutes there, and I could show you around. But it's 4:45. Market stores start packing up about 4 o'clock. So, time I got down there, it'll be done. Right. So, 3 decks that I got. The first one is Ride or Wait Tarot. I had seen a walkthrough of this. I think it was Brant Moon Baby. This came out last year on Kickstarter. It was a Kickstarter campaign, and it is a play on words, obviously, Ride or Wait, and the idea is it's a modern version of the Rider Waite Smith, and it's got this excellent little book with a proper edge and everything. Really nice. You get a page for each card. It doesn't tell you a lot about the designs or the inspiration behind each card, but Ride or Wait is like if you go to the tarot because you want to know if you need to go ahead with something or stop and wait. So it's Ride or Wait. These are the backs, which are pretty cool. You've got these thumbs up and thumbs down because it's Ride or Wait. The cardstock is probably not the nicest thing, but the cardstock really makes it as well because it's beautiful linen cardstock. See if it will show. There you go. You can see the linen cardstock of it. So it's really nice. They're not the thickest of cards, but they've got this lovely springy type cardstock. Good morning, Tamaya. How are you? It's lovely to see you. And yeah, it's a kind of modern contemporary. At first, I thought they were like zombies or something. And I think I was getting it mixed up with a Ride or Die. Because it looked like they've got pieces of their flesh missing. But it's not. It's the same all the way through. It's just like showing their rosy cheeks, kind of. My daughter's now in Paris, always been her dream, and it's raining there for the next couple of days too. Yeah, that's the thing with Europe. I love that, the Hierophant card. The Lovers is a cool card. I remember these for the Heavy Rouge, like pepperonis. Chariot. Strength is great. The Hermit. Wheel of Fortune, they're playing Spin the Bottle. Oh, we've all been there. We've all done it. Justice. That reminds me of that famous US lawyer who passed away quite recently. The Hanged One. Death is pretty cool. Temperance. Devil. I'll just show you the majors and perhaps a few of the minors just so you get the idea. Here's our star card. The moon is awesome. Look at those the dog and the wolf barking at the moon. The sun. So it's very modern, very contemporary, but it stays very true to Rider-Waite. And then it does go a little bit pippy, but there are scenes. Oh, look at the Four of Cups. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Yes, that's it. Just show a couple more. Nine of Cups. Love the clasping hands of the Ten of Cups. There's my significator card. They're all color coded in the corners as well. So do you see the colors for each of the suits? So the pentacles are all green, which is really handy, I think, when they're fanned out. I know you don't have them in order, but I like the choice. You've got blue for cups, you've got red for wands, you've got yellow for swords, and then greens for pentacles. No thumbs up or thumbs down on a card. No. No, they're on the backs, the thumbs up. Are you meaning to get the idea? I guess it's like the yes, no that we've just been talking about, isn't it? Or just read, or having this little book just to get a message. So like for the death card, which I've just opened, it says, there are many ways of relating to death. You can resist it, fear it, accept it, ignore it. It doesn't mind. Death comes to all. Death is an ending that profoundly alters your reality and is often painful and disorientated. It's Mother Nature's way of recycling energy and the close sibling of birth. So then it says, this is a profound change that's underway. Let yourself feel the pain of endings and impermanence. Don't resist change. So that's kind of telling you to ride, isn't it? Was that from the trade box from Elle or from Becca? These are all the decks I've got are from Elle. The 3 decks are all from Elle. The second one is the Rainbow Heart Tarot. I love this. I really liked it. When I saw it, I thought, oh yeah, that's quite nice. Again, it's very RWS. It's great when in its way of dealing with diversity as well. It's a very diverse deck. What's that cute skeleton over your shoulder? Oh, that's my card from Kim. I won't show you the inside. But yeah, its limbs are so cool. I love it. So yeah, was that there? I think it was there. Yeah, so Rainbow Heart, 78 card tarot deck and comprehensive guidebook created by Rochelle Rosencoetta, 2020. So this was last year. Got a run by Stephanie. Guidebook isn't much. It's very thin compared to the last one, but you do get a little thumbnail and a sentence or two, mainly keywords. Yeah, they're just keywords, really. And not a lot about it. It says several years ago, I started working on the tarot in the wake of a major loss as a way to heal and work through my grief and anxiety. At the time, I was ungrounded and seeking answers about the future. But what I found in the cards was a powerful tool for self-reflection and understanding in the present. And then they go on to say that they became obsessed with researching the tarot and learning about its centuries of symbolism, which ultimately led my desire to create my own deck. And it goes on about the creative process. The deck that you hold in your hands now is a result of years of intensive research, sketching, painting, and repainting. I feel deep gratitude for the love and support that held and sustained me as I brought these images into being. The Rainbow Heart Tarot is a Rider-Waite clone deck. Consists of 22 major arcana, 56 minor arcana, divided into 4 suits: wands, cups, swords, pentacles. Each set of court cards consists of a traditional page, knight and queen and king. Every image in the deck was hand-painted in acrylic gouache and ink on cold press watercolor paper. And it's very modern, it's very bright. These are the backs, so they're not reversible. But it's the, the Rainbow Heart. Let me move this book. So they are wider, they're like an oracle size. They're probably the same height as a standard tarot, but they are wider. Oh no, they're even a little bit taller. That gives you an idea. Cardstock is great. Really nice cardstock. It's a thick, chunky deck. The diversity in the deck is really nice. The art is beautiful. Look at this Empress. The Hierophant. Lovers is gorgeous. We've got 2 females in the lover card. I love the combination of the sun and the moon there at the top. And I love the bold colours. The Chariot. Nice pop colours, yeah. And quite psychedelic. I mean, look at this Wheel of Fortune with the colours. It just feels like a very psychedelic type deck. It has an Egyptian feel. Justice. Hanged Man. Death. I love this devil. That's not a scary devil at all, is it? The candle on his head is quite interesting. The star. The moon is really interesting. I mean, it's got the moon phases there, the moon cycle, but it's really kind of drawing on that very female, the female energies of the moon, isn't it? The sun. Judgment. The world I love. Look at that rainbow Ouroboros. You have the Ace of Cups. I'll just show a few again of the minors. Look at that, that's beautiful. The Two of Cups. The 3, we have body diversity as well as skin tone diversity. Moon Goddess, yeah, that's one way. I mean, the moon is very often seen as a very lots of female energy to it. There's the intuition, and I love the close-up of the quartz as well. Like, go close up like this reminds me of cards like Morgan Greer, Aquarian. Just kind of like a head and shoulder. Two. Look at the 3. Oh, and I love the 4. Look at them in kind of ritual dance. Seven of Wands is a phoenix rising. Yeah, I really like this. Really like it. Two of Swords is a favourite of mine. beautiful. Look at that sun. That's a card that gives you hope, doesn't it? Beautiful Queen of Swords. 70s style, but updated. Yeah. Gorgeous. Ah, and the Five of Pentacles. It's certainly, you know, if it's certainly one I'd recommend for somebody who is learning RWS, perhaps a young person, although I think it could be appreciated for people of any age. Seeing some of these cards is making me miss it a bit. I gave mine to someone I thought would love it more. That's probably true, but there are some pretty cards. Yeah, and I've learned now that particularly with tarot, the ones I do give away, I end up buying back. So I haven't done that with Oracle, so I'm happy to let quite a lot of them go. Love the pomegranate as the Ace of Pence. Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? Chris is just saying hello to Jen. Just noticed Jen's there. Anna, nice to see you. How are you doing? How are you, Anna? Yeah, so Rainbow Heart Tarot was one that I got in the trade with the Ride or Wait, and I love both. The third one, and you know, I've just said about giving away oracles, but I'm not looking at this as an oracle deck at all. Is the Cosmo Vision. These are like the major arcana, even though it's an oracle, not a tarot, meditation cards. So I wasn't able to fulfill my pledge with the Cosmo Visions because when it went up, I backed it, and then more and more things started coming out as stretch goals were hit. And you know what it's like, you kind of think you're in, if I'm in for a penny, I'm in for a pound, I may as well add on all the extras. And it stacked up to quite a lot of money. And then the date that it was going to go out was a really difficult day. It was something like the day before payday or 2 days before payday. And I was like, I really can't afford for that to go out. And I am somebody who's always said, you know, I've got a lot of decks, but I'm not in debt. Everything that I've got, I've worked for. And I'm not in debt, you know, I've got all these nice things, but I either save or skimp. Beans on toast for 3 weeks. No, I'm joking. But you know, thankfully I've not gotten into a mess. And I just thought on this particular day, if that goes out, it's going to leave a gaping hole, and then I'm going to end up having to borrow something to cover it. And I just thought, no, I'm not going to go. That's a slippery slope. So sadly, I didn't back it, but it was bittersweet because I was like, I really, really wanted it. So this is the set of 22 art cards, and I just love James R. Eads. I've got, apart from Cosmo Visions, everything is done. You know, I've got the I've only got Cosmo Visions in my head now. Prisma Visions, Light Visions. I've got the Lenormand. I've got the cards. I've got everything except for this. But this is really beautiful. So a lot of it is to do with past lives. Kelly at the Truth in Story has done a wonderful walkthrough. Do check that out. But I just to show the cards. So these now have they're quite large. 0 is death because it's starting at the point of death. You know, that transition and what comes next. And then on the back, in this beautiful gold metallic, the light's picking it up. You have a writing so that you can sit and contemplate, taking the image, do some meditation. So here on this card, it says, death is what we often fear the most and know so little about. We imagine it as a soundless, dark void where there is nothing everywhere. But in this oracle, death marks the start, perhaps it is here that we can finally see death not as the impending force of doom we so fear, but rather an escort to our next chapter. It is the end of a cycle and opens a door for a new lifetime to unfold. But just look at that beckoning hand, and then the abyss beyond this veil. It is absolutely gorgeous. And it takes you on a journey. A crow appears, and the crow takes you. So then you've got like here this beautiful swan. The crow delivers your soul to the swan. You see this majestic creature as she floats effortlessly across the glassy water. So I mean, it says a lot more than that, but the artwork is stunning. What's being said? Amazing. My son is the Reaper, and my daughter will be the Red Queen from the book series. What am I missing? What am I missing? I'm missing something. That's the problem. I find it very interesting, but I could be triggering for some. There's definitely a dark side to it. Images are beautiful and so surreal. I'll have to come back and read it because I'm missing the conversation and I'm only picking up little bits. The pelican. Look at that. Beautiful phoenix. And I love this card. This is the soulmates. Just look at that. Somnia Tarot, Simon. Anna asked if you gave the Somnia Tarot, Simon. If I gave it, I don't have it. So no, I gave away 25. But no, that wasn't one. I don't have that one. The art style reminds me of Monet and the Impressionist movement. Yes, I get that. This is beautiful as well. Karma. Look at that. What cards are those? So this is the Cosmo Visions, the 20. So the Cosmo Visions is a full Oracle deck that was released on Kickstarter earlier this year by James R. Eads. But there's lots of add-ons and things you get, and these are the 22 majors. Even though it's not a traditional tarot, it is classed as an oracle. But the tarot is an oracle, right? I knew that G would trip him up. Damn autocorrect. The G? Oh, I'm so lost. It's just beautiful. The glow of a peculiar vessel draws you in. Like a familiar embrace from a partner, you feel a radiating energy and edge closer towards it. It whistles a seductive song and you become fixated. All you can focus on is the vessel, and it urges you to open it, ignoring the inscriptions on the body. You remove the lid and everything around you goes dark. Oh, it's like reading the instructions for the Tibetan Book of the Dead, isn't it? Don't go towards the pretty, attractive things. Just hope I can remember it when I get there. And look at this. Look at that. Stunning. Almost invisible, you feel a light veil cascading down your being. Knowing anywhere could be better than where you came from, you push on, hoping for somewhere better on the other side. You emerge and notice a light, and then more lights start floating around you, brightening up the space you are in. You start to feel a little lighter as well. The colours around you have returned. and so has your will. So the nice thing about these, I mean, I've just sat and put all 3 decks in order before coming live. This is actually like a story unfolding too. So you could turn these cards and read them like a book of that journey from death, from the point of death to the next life. Oh, and that's the final card. Giant hands lift you up. They pulse with love so deep you can feel it coursing through your being. In this first embrace, you are home in your new life. Beautiful. So yeah, so you could actually sit with these and, you know, read them like a book as you go through the journey. So cool. I will get the deck. I will. I have Cosmo Visions. I'm going to check this one out. Cosmo Visions is beautiful. Did you get Light Visions as well, Anna? I got Light Visions, and I made the mistake at first of thinking it was just kind of like a monochrome version of it, but the artwork is subtly different. It has been redrawn. But yeah, didn't realize this deck had writing on the card backs. I bought the back. Yeah, this isn't the deck, Chris. As I was saying, this is the art cards that you can get with it. And it's just the 22 majors. So it's a special set that comes of the 22. That's why they're bigger, the 22 art cards. I ended up buying these after the Kickstarter. They are so beautiful. And the cardstock was such a pleasant surprise on these big cards. I thought they'd be like postcards. Yeah. Looking forward to the Bones of Bonestone, Arnatorian. The Bones of Bonestone. I'm out the loop. People are mentioning decks here that I'm not aware of. It's a bit different from the original. Oh, is this like I think I've heard about this. Is this like a sketch or black and white version of Bonestone? I don't have that one either, Simon. No, I don't have that other one, Simon. Oh, okay. I've pledged for the mini Prisma on Kickstarter. Oh, there's a mini. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with my Prisma, but I'm definitely going to find a way to get that. All right, so have I been through everything? I think I pretty much have. Showed you the new dominoes, the books, the art, the 3 decks, the gift from Becca. Yeah, I think pretty much there. If anybody's got anything they want to ask for the last few minutes before I do a card pull. Smoke Ash Tarot. Oh, I've got that. That is beautiful. The Smoke Ash and Embers Tarot. Yeah, really nice. Simon, the Bones of Bonestone is a sketch deck that Avalon is putting out. Oh, cool. Wow. So are you re-sketching, Anna? Is that what's happening? Is that the process? To re-sketch all of the 78 cards? Wow. Simon, are you going to get the mini tin version of Cosmo Visions? It's very affordable in price. I think the Kickstarter is going on now. I'm probably not, because I've got the full size, and I don't think I would probably use it. For me, the art, I like the size of the cards for the intricacy of the artwork. So making that a little bit smaller, I think I would probably struggle with it. The Bones of Bonestone. Wild Edition Formation. 90 euros for the Bonestone sketch deck. It's an independently produced deck, though, you know. 4 days left on the 3 little visions. The 3 little visions. Anything else that I've missed? Just scrolling back. Yes, that was another thing, Patrice. The big book for Cosmo Visions. You flip it the other side and it has the guidebook for Prisma Visions as well. Takes you through past lives. It's brilliant. It's never ending. I didn't realize this deck had right. Oh yeah, I've read that. I think I've caught up on the comments. I've backed 2 of the 3. I've got 3 packages waiting because I've been away since very early. I left here like 6:30 a.m. on Wednesday because I've been away for a few days. I'm going to my parents tomorrow, and they said, "Oh, there's 3 parcels for you," and I'm like, "Oh, 3 parcels." So I can't remember what they are. CC&C Fever. What's that, Tammy Pie? Such is Samsara. Oh, I think she sent it to folks for review. Pre-orders open tomorrow, I believe. $57 for all 3 little visions. So, so that include Cosmo Visions as well then? So Prisma, Light Visions, and Cosmo Visions, all those 3. I need to get the full size Cosmo Visions. No more for me. Waiting on delivery for full size radiant weight. Then that's it. When we accidentally make tarot purchases during the live. CC&C Fever. Yeah. Well, have you just made a purchase, Tammy Pie? Have you just ordered one of the decks? I'm talking about Smoke Ash and Ember Simon since I keep confusing you today. It's my own fault because I'll be talking about something, or I'll be showing something, and then I'll look down and catch a comment that I think, oh, that looks interesting. But I tend to be coming in at the kind of last part of the conversation. And then whenever I scroll back, I lose myself. So Nancy says, Billy, I have to stop buying as well for a little while. Yeah, Christmas is coming. You know, it's the next Sabbath, isn't it? After this one. So that's how close it is. Yup, the art cards accidentally got purchased over here. Oops, says Tammy Pie. After your showing of The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse, have you seen the Buddhist-inspired The Big Panda and the Little Dragon, a similar idea by a different author? I haven't, but when I was in Waterstones in Oxfordshire the other day, they'd got it on the till, and they'd got another one at the side of it. It was about why can't I speak? What is happening to me? A mischievous. I thought that was a panda. It might be that one. And I had a look through and it didn't have the same vibe. And it was Becca who said to the shop, the person on the counter, oh, is it very similar to this one? She went, no, not at all. So I was like, ah, okay. There was another one, though, that I read, which is very similar. In fact, let me just see if I can find it a second. You'll see I've got my pajama bottoms on now. Where is it? I can't find it. This is always the problem. Oh. No, I'm going to stop looking because otherwise I'm going to wreck my haul. I've got bookcases and bookcases, but I forgot what it was called, but it's very similar in art style. CC&C Fever. Everybody, I think we just coined a phrase today. How many decks do you have, Simon? In terms of Oracle, I could give you the exact number because it's on my library, but about 650, I think. 500 a year. What's that? What's 500 a year? It's a lot easier to scan all Simon's decks when I don't have any contacts in yet. Come back, Simon. The Gap is allowing too many of us to go shopping. I wanted to find the book, but this always happens to me. You know, if I'm under pressure to find something, even if it's right in front of me, I can't see it. And then I'm like, why have I just said I'll go and try and find this? It's like if I need to pull a deck. If I'm here alone, I could just go up and I can pull the deck. If I say now, oh, I've got that deck, let me just go and grab it. I'm like, panic. Where is it? I can't see it. Anyway, it's 20 past. So let's pull a card. What shall we use? Let's use the Rainbow Heart bin as we've just showed it. Simon, when you went to eat breakfast with Becca and Elle, next door was a store named Caroline Jane. That's my name. Oh, wow. We actually didn't end up eating there. We went in there, but it was so, I mean, yeah, we just decided to go and get a hearty breakfast at a Green King, which was down the road. And actually it was really nice because the staff in there was so lovely and friendly. They came and spoke to us and it was a nice experience. So, but that's brilliant that there's a shop with your name. Well spotted as well, the shop next door. My rent went up to $350. So much for my fun budget. Ugh. Is that a week? Yeah, rents are astronomical. Oh, you mean your rent went up $350, not to $350? Wow, that's steep. No, from 1,250 to 1,600. Oh my goodness. Everything's going on. Over here, it's fuel. Fuel is just, because we had that shortage that you heard me talk about where people were queuing for hours at the pumps. It's now gone up. We do it by the litre. It's now gone up to like £1.42 a litre. I don't know, in the States you do gallons, but I'm not quite sure how many that is. Probably have to ask Siri or something, but all right, let's focus then. A message for the collective. Oops. We'll go with that one that's on the top. Oh, we have the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups. So for me, whenever I pull the Ace of Cups, it's about the essence, really, the essence of what's in our hearts in terms of our emotional and spiritual love for ourselves, but also for each other. So maybe it's time for us to work on our hearts in particular. If we're thinking about our emotional intelligence, the work on our emotional intelligence, because it's our emotional intelligence that helps us to manifest that love. So, and when I'm thinking as well with it being Samhain, maybe there's some past blockages that we need to work on as well. Because yes, we can do the love for ourselves and work on that and for others, but maybe those that have gone before us too. So it's about removing any sort of heart blockages, any old hurts, past wounds, any resentments that we've got. Resentment can be a huge blockage. It can lead to disease, and when I say disease, I mean as in dis-ease. So because the Ace of Cups is talking about, that sort of the essence of our hearts, and our deepest emotional and spiritual connections with others as well as ourselves through that universal power of love, then I think it's time that if we've got anything that's causing any blockages, that we look to find ways to remove them so that we can manifest that love moving forward. I'm trying to stay positive, says Nancy, and that's all you can do. When you say I am trying, what you're doing is saying I'm doing the work. I'm trying. I'm looking at ways. I'm trying to go inward and think about if there is blockages there, what has caused that blockage. And sometimes that takes some real deep work to really get to the kind of undercurrent of what's caused that blockage. But then B, how do I remove that blockage? How do I dissolve it? And it is kind of making peace with things that you've no longer got any control of. And I'm mindful that when I say old hurts, that's not just being flippant. Old hurts can really scar, deep scars, and sometimes we put those barriers in place to protect ourselves, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. But what we have to do is learn from those and not allow it to prevent us from developing, and growing spiritually and emotionally and everything else, or not allowing the actions of others to have the impact where we then treat other people or our relationships with other people are affected because it's nothing to do with them. So those kind of resentments and or fears that we have. Fear is a big one because we don't want history to repeat, but history doesn't need to repeat if we've taken the lessons from it and got ourselves into a good position. I've always found old hurts pains more than fresher ones. Sorry, I'll read that again. I've always found old hurts pain more than fresher ones. Yeah, because it's like anything, isn't it? When we've been through whatever we've been through, whether it's trauma or any sort of mistreatment or been wounded by people's attacks, vicious verbal attacks, then those first ones, they do dig deep and they're there, and unless we do the work, we hold on to them. But then because we kind of get this resilience as well, so when it does happen again, sometimes it's less impactful because we've been there, we've experienced that, and we've learned from it. But to truly get to that place where it has less impact is to recognize it for what it is, that it's actually about the other person and not about you. But we can only get there if we hold ourselves in high esteem, and we love who we are. And that's what the Ace of Cups is reminding us as well, is to, you know, recognize that we are essentially love. You know, my belief is that that's the greatest energy within the universe. Our universe is an energy, is a universe of love. All right, so thank you for being here today. It's been a lovely Cuppa catch up and cards. Thank you to everybody for your interactions. The chat's been fun. I'm going to probably watch this one back because there's been a few things that have been discussed that I missed out on, and I don't like missing out on things. So I'll be back in the week. Anything to total, something to look out for is I was sent the new Jean Noblet Tarot de Marseille by Artisan Tarot. I did film the walkthrough a couple of days ago, but they don't want them to go live until the 2nd, because that's when the Kickstarter campaign. You get this lovely little pin badge as well from the Ace of Coins. But these are the people behind the Nicholas Conver that I showed, I think May, June time. This is Diddy. This is really Diddy. But it's an amazing quality. I took it to Becca's. I let Elle and Becca have a look at it, and they both liked it as well. So do look out for that on Tuesday. Yeah. Have a blessed Samhain, everybody, whatever you're doing. Tonight I'm going to record Lunar Moon Hair. So you might have remembered I did Mabon at the last Sabbath. I've got permission from the creator, the author and artist behind Lunar Moon Hair to upload each chapter for each Sabbath. So I'll be filming that later, and that will go up probably about midnight tonight. So UK time, that is. So have a wonderful Halloween, Samhain, and thank you for everything you do within the community. And until next time, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.